blanket fucking up as soon as I sit. Hold up, y'all. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. On poquito. Wait, that's a y'all. My Spanish is bad. We're just gonna have to ignore. All right, let's start it over. All right, it still doesn't look good, but it's just gonna have to do. What's good, y'all? What's poppin'? Welcome to another video on the personal channel. If you're not aware, this is my third channel, so make sure you guys subscribe to the other two. My main channel deals with rants, reactions, and commentary on Black social issues, and my Haitian channel deals with Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. As you guys can tell by the title, today we're gonna be talking about all the bullshit that y'all women's be spewing on the internet about wanting a six-figure man, or better yet, a rich man, or a man that could provide, and thinking that's doing stuff for y'all, because it ain't. Okay, like I just I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time, but you know what, we're gonna talk about it now. Okay, so girl talk, y'all. Girl talk, right? So there's been a lot of y'all that literally keep sending me this topic, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna have to do this one off the cuff. I sat down so many times trying to write the notes for this, trying to like get my thoughts together, but I was like, you know what, this is gonna just have to be a venting, ranty type of session, because let me just start off by saying I hate dating coaches. I can't stand them. I hate the red pill, blue pill, as I call it on my main channel, rainbow pill communities who try to tell people how to date and what is acceptable. All right, I will say that social media is definitely destroying the dating scene, and I'm happy that I'm not single, because if I was, oh my God, I would have to suffer. Okay, I would have to suffer and listen to all the bullshit and succumb to all of the nonsense that is going on in the dating world today. So let me just say condolences to all of you guys that are single right now, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I am so thankful for my man. All right, because Jesus Christ, it's really ridiculous. So a lot of the rhetoric that's been going on for the past couple of years online, okay, because I will say in real life, a lot of people are not spewing this garbage. Like it's very strange, and I really implore a lot of you guys to go outside and touch grass. A lot of the rhetoric that gets spewed online these days is get you a man that makes six figures, get you a man that can provide any and everything, live your best soft girl life so you don't have to do anything for yourself, make sure that essentially you are free of any and every responsibility. You could be a stay-at-home mom if you choose to be, and make sure that your life is carefree. And to be honest, I agree with this to an extent, right? I believe that men should provide. I believe that men should take care of any and everything. I believe that men should be the head of the household and should basically do any and everything to make sure that you and your children are taken care of. However, we have to be fucking for real. It is 2023, and me being a Black woman, and most of us watching this who are Black women, need to understand that this is not realistic in this economy, right? Most men, okay, especially Black men, are not going to be making anybody six figures. Okay, that's one. So then we go into the conversation of divestment. Okay, well, get you a white man, get you an Indian man, get you this, get it. Okay, so let us start talking about that a little bit later. Let's just talk about it in a general term, right? The percentage of men that make over six figures is slim, okay? Even if that were the case, what are the chances that he would want to be with you? And then on top of that, if we're considering the fact that the man would be taking care of anything, what happens when he can't, or he just chooses not to? Just because a man makes money doesn't mean the money's going to you. At that point, you really have to trap that man in order for him to even give you anything, aka child support or alimony. And that's just banking on the fact that he's a dumbass rich nigga. And a lot of rich people know how to keep their fucking money and know how to keep it in their pants for the most part, and not get a dumb ass bitch pregnant who doesn't want to do anything. All right, so let me just that's just getting out the preface, right? That's just getting out the preface, because I feel like a lot of women out there are being led astray and being led to believe that, oh, well, if you get a man with money, then you're secured for life. First of all, where are you going to get that man with money? Second of all, who's to say the man with money is going to want you? Third of all, who's to say you're going to be able to keep him? And fourth of all, who's to say that you're going to be able to sustain that if something were to happen with that relationship? There's so many different factors, and it's really ridiculous how a lot of these dating coaches or whatever are out here peddling this nonsense, because it's literal nonsense. Okay, if you guys have followed my main main channel, forever you would know, I've been on dates and been in relationships with all different types of men, okay? From the white collars to the blue collars to the rich collars, whatever. And I will say the men with money are probably some of the worst men you can date, because not only are they rich, but they're actually not dumb. They're really, really smart, and they're assholes, they're mean, they're cheaters. They're just not good people. Like, I'm gonna say that right now. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would rather date a good man, an honest man, and a man that makes a good amount of money. He don't gotta be rich, but like a really good amount of money, as long as it's more than me, than a man that is just rich and can take care of anything, who can leave me out high and dry if he leaves me for another woman, who's out there cheating and do whatever the fuck, then just date a man just because of that. Like, I would not want to date a man that just has a lot of money just because. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, those types of men are not the types of men you want to be with, because just because he's making money doesn't mean any of the money is going to you. A lot of you guys just want to date these men with these high statuses and these titles and this money because you think it makes you look good. But a lot of you guys are never going to touch that money. You're never going to see that money. You're never going to have that money. The best case scenario would be to trap that man with a baby, or trap him into marrying you and then securing it through the court. But other than that, you're not going to get that money. It's extremely rare to even get into that type of situation. But for whatever reason, you guys want to follow these hot girls, these celebrities, these whores, these thoughts, these succubus, Medusa ass bitches, and think that you can follow in their footsteps when you're living in the hood in Shein wardrobe, okay? Yes, I said what I said, with dollar store weaves, thinking that you're going to secure this man that literally has absolutely nothing for you but lip, dick service, and problems. It's really ridiculous. Like, it bothers me only because there are really good men out there. There are some really good women out there. There's some really good people out there that deserve to be in loving relationships. But let me just tap into the men real quick. A lot of y'all men be really thinking that women are supposed to succumb to you and bow down to you and do all of this shit for you, but y'all literally don't even make a lot of money, okay? Let me just say, a lot of these men barely make as much as a lot of these women, okay? Especially if we're talking about the black community as a whole. A lot of women are making a lot more than men, okay? A lot of women are making so much more money than the men are these days that it's wild. Like, a lot of women are literally, like, I'm sorry, by far, from education to salary, by far, okay? So it's just like, a lot of y'all just got the game wrong. Y'all think that a lot of us should be bowing down to you, doing things for you, succumbing to you. But it's like, if we're just talking about money, like, what are we bowing down to? You know, it doesn't make sense. And that is what's making these women, you know, that's what's making us like go to these men that are, you know, making what our value is. But I feel like, if anything, women should just be going where they're loved, okay? That's just really what it should be. I think women should be going where they're loved. Women should be going where they are sought after, where they're valued. It shouldn't be more so about money. And I feel like that's what a lot of men been saying too. They're like, oh, well, it shouldn't be how much I make that. But at the same time, you can't expect a woman to respect you and, you know, give you the control of the finances or even the rules of the house if you're barely touching what she's making. Imagine the woman's making 80,000, you're making 50. That's wild. Like, you know, like, at that point, something gotta give. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't respect the man because of that, but I will say that being two working class citizens, something's going to have to give. But I will say that it is kind of messed up that even in this society, a lot of people won't respect someone specifically because of how much money they make. Like, I grew up in a household where my mom was the breadwinner and my dad did not or has not worked for a very, very long time. And I guess it's a Haitian culture thing, but it doesn't matter who makes the most money, who brings in the money. At the end of the day, the money is more than likely always going to go to the father. Or if it doesn't, the father is more than likely going to distribute the money or pay the bills or whatever the case may be. And as you guys can see, it didn't work out in my favor because, you know, bills wasn't paid, niggas ended up homeless, all of that. Again, you could check that out on my main channel. Usually I talked about that. But in a general sense, you know, aside from my parents being irresponsible, if we're being like 100% real here, I find it very sad, you know, that like people's value is just in money, because there's way more things to a relationship. You know, you have communication, of course, there's intimacy, the adventures you guys share together, and so much more. There's so many things. Okay, so it's just like the fact that money could be a deterrent is an issue, but we have to be real. Most of the time people divorce because of money. So it is a very, very important topic. Now, when we talk about the divestment thing, right? And the whole fact that, you know, people are seeking outside of their race, okay? Black men are going straight to the white women, and the black women are going straight to the white men. I will say, I don't understand how that's solving anyone's problems, because last I checked, most of the white people have been racist since the dawn of time. I'm not saying that the white people watching this are racist, but we have to be very fucking for real, because I see a lot of people's excuses here, like especially when it comes to black women that are in this community and so die hard this community. They be like, oh, well, black men don't like us, and black men have been going to the white women and da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but white men used to purchase us and keep us in the back and do whatever. I can't say the certain words on here, but we know the history of white people and black people. If we're going to use the history of black men against black men, we can't use the history of white men against white men. I'm saying go where you're loved specifically because that person loves you. It shouldn't have to do with their race. It shouldn't have to do with their ethnicity. It shouldn't have to do with their culture, to be quite honest with you. Because if we're going to play the card of, oh, black men be going to okay, and white men used to whip us and sell us and R-word us. So I personally, I could never. Like, I can't. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not gonna justify it and justify a whole community of people doing that. And mind you, I know the divestment community is not just the white man thing, guys. I'm not, okay? I know it's not just a white man thing, but for the ones that particularly sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to go be with a white man. I'm going to go be with a white rich man. I'm going to be with the Hispanic man. Okay, for all of you people that sit there and think that the race is the issue, it doesn't make any sense, okay? And then you're sitting there like, okay, well, black men don't this and black men don't that. It bothers me, because it's like, if we're being real, all men, okay, have a very dark history with disrespecting black women, okay? We just have to be real about it. We have to really call a spade, because if we're being 100% honest here, nobody fucking likes black women. Nobody has respected black women. So if you're just gonna use that excuse to sit here and just denounce your race of men, find a better excuse. Like, just find a better one. Just say you don't want to fuck with something. Just say you don't want to fuck with somebody. Just say you don't like somebody. Just say you hate somebody. Just say whatever. But don't say, oh, it's because black men this. Like, it just because a man has money doesn't mean he's going to treat you right. Doesn't mean you're going to have the money. You're going to see the money. You're going to spend the money. You're going to be relishing in that money. You might be taken care of. You might not. Because I will tell you, bro, let me not tell people business, but I will tell you, I know a lot of women that are with rich men, like literally, like with men that got shmoney that ain't seeing a dime of it. Rich men can be deadbeats too. You'd be surprised. Rich men can literally be your worst nightmare, because they have the power to make your life miserable. They have the resources to make sure you don't get a fucking dime. So before you sit there and go saying, oh, well, I'm going to divest, I'm going to go find a rich white man, I'm going to find a rich man that makes over 6 figures, I'm going to make sure that whoever it is takes care of me or whatever. Think about the fact that he can die, he can cheat, he can leave, he can starve you of all your resources. And most importantly, you may not be able to do anything about it, because rich men are usually powerful men, and you can do whatever the fuck you want, but fuck around, take that nigga to court, it might be over for your ass. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about that whole spew down below, because I feel like this just needed to be said. I feel like a lot of people are not thinking, and it's leading to a lot of women just staying single. It's like a lot of y'all are just writing off really good men or really good women specifically because of these ridiculous ass standards, ridiculous ass expectation. And it's like, for what? And also remember, just because you think a man makes $50,000 a year, you never know, that man could have $1 million saved in the bank. I've been in that situation too. Crazy. So you never just want to write somebody off specifically because of the money they make. There's so many things that are more important to somebody than how much money they make. And plus, mind you, there's the future. Okay, school, the lotto, inheritance. So many things can change somebody's financial state. So with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.